progressives are starting to win. Now, this is a story, bit of an update on a story to something we did a couple of weeks ago about corporate PAC money. Now, according to the Daily Beast, Kamala Harris, who earlier had refused to stop taking corporate and PAC money, has finally gotten with the times and said, okay. I'm not going to take corporate PAC money anymore. In fact, she made the comments during an interview with the New York radio show, The Breakfast Club. Fascinating. Now, she said, I did a town hall a couple of weeks ago in California, and I was asked that question. And I wasn't expecting the question, and I thought about it afterwards. And I'm going to tell you, Charlamagne, because that's the host, Charlamagne Tha God. I have questions about his divinity, but nonetheless. She says, I actually think that money has had such an outside influence on politics, and especially with the Supreme Court, it determining Citizens United, which basically means that big corporations can spend unlimited amounts of money influencing a campaign, right? We're all supposed to have an equal vote. But money has now really tipped the balance between an individual having equal power in an election to a corporation. And she's basically read about all that. So she says, I've actually made a decision since I had that conversation that I'm not going to allow corporate PAC checks. And to that I say, wonderful. Great. Now, look, that's interesting because I remember covering that town hall and I remember criticizing Kamala Harris for her reaction in that. In fact, I want to show you that video right now.
If a corporation or a corporate lobbyist wants to give you money for a campaign, will you tell them thanks but no thanks?
Well, it depends. It depends. I mean,
wrong answer.
Well, that's not the answer you want to hear. It doesn't make it wrong.
Okay. So, yeah, the room's about split, I think, on that. Some are like, oh, yes. Oh, great. Yeah, wrong. Her answer was fantastic. It's just not the answer that you wanted to hear. Well, apparently, he was right in the first place. She was wrong. And then she came back and she actually realized that. I guess something had changed in the last couple of weeks that made her reconsider. Maybe it's perhaps because she looked at a poll. Yeah, most Americans despise our system of money in politics. Turns out that if she actually has, wants a chance to win, then she's going to have to stop taking corporate PAC money and start relying on regular donors. Which, of course, that's exactly what we want our politicians to do. To stop taking corporate money. Now, look, you guys know me. I'm a skeptical motherfucker, right? I know that she probably doesn't mean it, right? I know she's like, oh, no, I'm looking at the polls here and I'm looking at this and I can raise a little bit of money from regular people. Yeah, I guess this is good for my election, right? Yeah, I know that. Despite the motivation, if she actually does it and stops taking corporate PAC money and stops taking money from gigantic corporations, that's a good thing. That is a positive step. And you know what? It shows you that progressives are winning in the message. Because, look, who started doing this? The most progressive senator in Congress, Bernie Sanders. He said, you know what? I'm not going to take corporate PAC money. I don't think anybody should. And then there are groups of other people who are running for Congress, running primaries, saying, yes, I'm not going to take corporate PAC money. That's the entire point of Justice Democrats, for example. They say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to take big corporate money. Well, that idea is spreading because guess what? It turns out that it's incredibly popular with the American people to know that their politicians are not bought out by shady corporations and big money. But so, look, we are winning because here we have mainstream corporate Democrats like Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and others being pushed to the left on this issue. Now, of course, there's a ton more to do. And there's a ton more that they can do. It's not like this one move is going to earn our trust. You know, it's not like, oh no, Ol is forgiven. No, Ol is not forgiven. We still know, in the case of Kamala Harris, of course, where she had helped out Steven Mnuchin by failing to prosecute One West Bank for all their foreclosures. We know that. Nonetheless, this goes to show you that pressure from the left actually does work. We are having an impact. And it all started with Bernie Sanders, with Elizabeth Warren, and again, now we have Harris, Booker, and Gillibrand. And you know what that means? We're winning. We're winning on the message. Now, we got to keep pushing them forward. We got to push them to get the money out of politics. And if they still think that Citizens United and all those other disastrous court decisions that have made the influence of money in politics as strong as it is today, if they're okay with that system and okay with taking checks from corporate donors, then we're going to primary them. We're going to primary them and we're going to beat them. You know why? It's because we have the people on our side. And the people despise the corruption. And we got to fight the corruption. So, look, if we keep up this pressure and we keep up the primaries from the left, and we keep hammering the message home that no more corporate PAC money, no more corporate influence for our politicians, then they will have no choice but to help us get rid of money in politics. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.